All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Today is the 13th of December, and we're going to hit a couple of announcements, some core values, and then Jamey's going to come in and kind of talk us through some theory and some best practices on how to use the website as a funnel. And he's going to explain kind of where the website should be in your pipeline of how this works. So let's start with core values. So this is our final meeting of the year, except for our Christmas party tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock at the Magnolia Wine Bar. Hope you all can make it. So I'm going to hit something very lightly today. We're going to hit all 13 core values and just read through them, because I think it's important that we hear them all the time. Number one, we are faithful to the idea of restoration. It is the heart behind all we do. We're deeply committed to the peace and prosperity of the cities we do business in. We position our clients as the heroes and strive to add value as their guides. We are passionate about daily growing stronger, smarter, and more selfless. We reject the status quo and encourage innovation. We're enthusiastic about old school ethics and new school aesthetics. We value people and principles over profits. We believe faith and family should come first and are precious gifts to be savored. We will always create margin for both, which is the season that we're in right now. We relentlessly pursue simplicity and clarity by managing expectations well. Being clear is kind. We intentionally keep our teams small and curated, always partnering with and rewarding the right people. We are fanatical about having fun while we work and do not take ourselves too seriously. We are fans of feedbacks, mistakes, or opportunities to grow. We never bring a problem without bringing and trying at least one possible solution. So that is our nutshell. That's how we operate. That's how even our leadership meetings, when we meet together, we're talking about these same things and how the business that we're doing relates to our core values. I think that everybody has a set of core values, what they value, but I think putting them on the paper and actually saying them once a month and hearing these words, or 3 times a month is what we usually do. These are important to keep us focused on who we are and what we're doing. Now, again, I wanted to reiterate the Christmas party is tomorrow night, 5 o'clock at Magnolia Wine Bar. It is in the email that I sent out Sunday night. Everybody that has taken 100 Days to Greatness this 2023, you're welcome to audit the class that's coming. If you haven't taken 100 Days to Greatness, I highly encourage you to click that link, because we've got a couple of weeks left on the special, but it's $200 off. So it's like $195 to take 100 Days to Greatness. Please sign up through that link, because that'll put you directly in the class. It'll go from February the 14th through May the 15th, I think it is. It's 3 months. We'll take a week off for spring break, but count on 2 hours every Wednesday, 12 o'clock here at the office. And I get to unveil something to everyone. Let me jump over here. So thanks to our illustrious leaders and leadership, we have the new 6th Avenue logo signs that just were today. So hopefully you all can see these. And then we have some generic riders. We can get you a rider prepared. They cost somewhere between $25 and $50, depending if I'm ordering them one-off. If it's one, it's going to be $50. If I can order 5 or 10 of them, I can probably get them for around $25. So these signs are available. They will cost, this whole thing, right, this package right here will cost around $150 if we order them in bulk, like 10. We have 4 of these signs that you can use. We have the white ones that you guys have seen. We've had those since last summer. Those are loaners. You can take those and put them in a house. But at some point, you'll probably want your own sign with your rider on it, your information. But that's available. Just come talk to me, and I will get that ordered for you.
I'm going to talk about them, and we can tweak them too. Like if I want to try some different colors. One is like the goal. Move the other way.
Yeah, it's behind you. Come over here. Yeah, that's be better.
The goal was we wanted something different that like pops, and like I'm stoked about this. That's like it's bold and doesn't look like anybody else's sign.
Well, you know exactly what's happening.
Yeah. For sale is John. Anyways, I was pretty stoked about it. But we can also like we tend to even experiment with like a coral rider, swapping the colors. But I wanted something just like bold. But for sale this way was a little different. I just wanted to like break up the normal. But I'm pretty jazzed about how slick those turned out. The other thing I'm gonna, so Brian, do y'all normally like do like a core value at a meeting or just kind of go?
I usually hit one core value and then spin it into where we are
Whatever
today.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So a couple things with that is like one, when you hear all of them, like it's a lot. Like most companies, like in business books and stuff, they're like, you should have no more than 5 core values. And we have 13. We actually have 14 because there's a new one that has not been added.
Not it yet.
Which I'll talk about them for like a second.
I'm sorry?
Is it cool if I talk about them?
Absolutely.
So anyways, I'll tell you the new core value in a second. I think it's a good one. But the bigger thing is like when you think about culture, like what makes a culture, whether it's a city or you're going somewhere different, or an organization or a church or whatever. Like culture is how you behave, and so we have a lot of core values because I'm saying these are the things like how do we behave as an organization, and we have added to them when like someone doesn't fit in with culture. We're like maybe we should make a value because that's a problem. So some of these have come from problems. Some of them have come from like aspirational. I wish we did this. But anyways, there's a lot of them. But the reason we talk about them too is values leak. It's like a leaky tire. And I'm a fan of speaking truth to yourself. And so like even for me, like my morning practice is like I wake up and I read the Bible for a little bit. I'm like, I need to speak truth to myself. Part of the reason we do our core values is because like I have probably failed at every single one of those core values at different points in time. Like Jamey and I have probably like messed up both those core values more than anybody else in the organization, but they're more aspirational. Here's what we're trying to be and trying to do versus like just descriptive. Here's what we do. And so anyways, the idea is it's just a reminder. Here's who we are. Here's how we behave. How can we apply these things? How are we doing on your core value? We're adding to our already giant list.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm invited with the person.
It's all good.
Embrace who you are.
I just saw nobody in the parking lot and I was like, is this the wrong day? What's going on? I'm like,
Oh, on the street?
cars lined
Yeah.
up. Is someone right here? No.
We all rode together.
Okay, here's the core value. It'll go on the website eventually. You can hear it. So y'all may say this is annoying that we have so many core values. But just embrace it. So the new core value that we're adding is a lack of communication, is a lack of performance, which this is so relevant to real estate, like a great real estate agent. So I pulled this from a podcast. But it was talking about it. It's one of their core values. We said like people say, well, I did my job, I just didn't communicate well. We say, well, your communication is part of your performance. It doesn't matter how well you think you did on the task, if you failed to communicate it while it was being done and failed to close the loop that it was done, who you're accountable to is a failure of performance, not a failure of communication as a secondary category. It's an integral part of the project itself. We expect people to close the loop on communication. If you delegate a task, I expect you to communicate it's done. For you guys, like most frustration happens with your clients when they don't know what's going on. When we there's somebody has like even when I was doing deals, the thing was taken care of, but I just didn't communicate it with them, or I just didn't check in, or they hadn't heard from me in like 3 weeks because there's no new house, whatever it is, people start to assume when there's no communication. And so, anyways, we're adding a new core value. It's communication is tied to performance. So I think that's like for you guys, such a big part. I would say most of your job is probably like managing people, making expectations, right? Even most of them like doing the actual work. So, anyway, you ran through all the core values, but just wanted high level. It's not normal to have that many.
But it's good though that we have that much bandwidth to be always trying to get better.
And it's not like core values are not like deep. It's more like this is just bigger picture. This is how we behave and operate.
I'll stop presenting that and leave the thing up now. So today Jamey is going to talk about what we kind of did last week with our websites. And I think I could be mistaken, but I think Jamey is more into the theory and the way that this works. So he's going to try to go through a lot of that stuff. So let's give him our full attention, and you have the floor. So
yeah, and there's a few different ways we can go with it. We can talk. There's like some tactical stuff, and I haven't seen everybody's websites. I know like he'll send me yours, so I have yours, and we can pull them up and we can look at them. So I thought I'd go into like some specifics, literally things you can. Each of you now has your own, and you can update it on your own, right? But there's some things you can either sit and play with it all the time and tweak it and add stuff to it, or you can just like let it go. Either way is fine. There's a couple things to do, and you gotta like Squarespace feels daunting at first, but the more you get in there and there's YouTube videos, the more it's like frustrating at first. You have to like make these spacers. Have y'all messed with it yet?
Is that like your favorite kind of situation platform wise?
It is. It's my favorite because it looks good and it's like clean and simple and it's easy to update.
Yeah.
Like I can learn Squarespace. A intern can learn. Like it just you can learn it. It's like a little frustrating at first, but once you get it, it's like okay, I got
I
it.
think I want to switch.
What do you currently have?
I have HubSpot,
HubSpot.
so it has like all.
I've never done HubSpot yet, but that works with like your CRM and stuff. To use HubSpot. HubSpot I know is badass.
And I don't even know all the ins and outs of it. My client, he's like one of the execs there, so he's like, do this, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then I saw how clean and crispy Squarespace is, and I'm like,
Is it okay if we use yours as an example?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I may use yours as an example, and I may see if we can log into it as well. Because there's a couple things I want to check on it. So, couple months, and then I have like just some more things.
see, it looks so good.
Doesn't it look good? I think it looks.
So
It's just one of my favorite quotes in life that you'll hear me say that I like tell my marketing team all the time is it's from Tom Petty. It's like a Tom Petty documentary, and it's "Don't bore us, get to the chorus." It's like Tom Petty was like a king of like 3-minute songs, and I think like a good website like has less. It's like clean, simple. It's
A recipe.
like a recipe. It's just it's simple, and so I'm like a lot of people treat their website like they put all this stuff on there, and I'm a fan of it just being like simple and seeing. Because if you see too many words at once, your brain goes numb. You turn off. So I think how these turned out really well. One of the things before we go into like practical stuff, one of the things I was confused about on the y'all's websites is this font should probably match that font.
Yeah.
So like scroll down, Brian. We need to get with Victoria on that. There's a way you can go into the style editor, but like this button font here
Yeah.
should be that font up there, or should be this font, like this kind of like scripty font or serif font. So that was just like a small tweak I wanted to make, but I felt like the home page looked really good. Your about page I thought was rad.
Let me take you over there.
Yeah, take me over to the about page. I thought this was really cool. I thought this was great. Scroll down. You had like the story with Jacob.
Andrew, you're a handsome fella, dude.
I was like 4 years ago.
You're still handsome, but that's a very handsome photo.
The hair.
How far you may go?
Keep going. I just thought this was cool. You had a story. It'd be fun to do like more of those. So before we get into some specifics on things, and I want to like go into the back end if we can. I'll pull up my computer and I'll show you. I can log into any of our 6-7 home websites. High level thing is I think if your website has 2 to 3 things. The first is like it gives you authority. I think part of like the sentiment of one, we want each of you to have your own website. We want it to be like your brand and your name, and it should be on everything. It should be on the business card. It should be on your flyers. You can put 6-7 homes on stuff, but I think like you guys are many entrepreneurs wanting to build your own brands, and so like on a business card, make me a business card. I think even eventually we could explore adding it to the rider or something.
Absolutely. It's easy to add to the rider.
We can shrink the font, but like I want you to like reinforce your brand. So one, it's authority. Like the other thing is if let's say you give someone a card or something, or like, hey, Mike, in the realtor, hey, you should call me introduce great. Like normally it's like people will go to your website or will type your name in Google, and if they type your name in Google, your website generally will be one of the first things that comes up, and then probably your Facebook, and probably your Instagram page, and then probably your those are all connected. So it's authority. I think each of you should have it, and then you should update it, and you should mess with it. It's also a trap. I like to think of websites as like the whole point. Whole point of the website shouldn't be to just give people information. It should be to like get them to do something. And so one of our like philosophies is I want lots and lots of calls to action. I want someone to feel like peer pressure. They go to the site, which is like to do something. Like if you go back to the homepage, Brian, schedule a meetup. Let me just, I'm gonna draft this. Let's see.
Okay, so you're working on.
Schedule a meetup,
You did good.
contact me. That's good. Here's how it works. Schedule a meetup. You could also try like, changing that. Like, but I don't like it to be, contact, because that feels passive. I want it to be like an action. Give me a call. Let's chat. Let's have a meeting. Ready for your dream home. Ready to get going. So part of our philosophy is like literally every section on your website, I want it to have a call to action of some sort so that people feel pressured. They feel like I need to do this. I need to do something. So one, people should feel pressured. It's like the end goal, the whole point of website is to get them to over for this schedule. Like that's what you want. You don't really want website clicks people schedule a meeting. The other piece is you want to create FOMO. You want to look at how fun it looks and be happy clients. And so, one of the original things we did with 670 Homes, like at the time, every single real estate company, and what still most of them do, it's like, here's a house. It's all houses. And ours, it's like, I want to show houses, but I want to like sort of smiley, happy people. Smiley, happy people create FOMO. And that was one like a big differentiator that we did that really worked. And so yeah, I would continue to have pictures of you, have your face. I think the other thing too is like, which y'all have this, but like having your face on things starts to build that trust. So if someone's like researching you or Googling you, like the difference between you and every other realtor is going to be you. Like, be a better communicator, you may be faster, but like really the difference is your differentiating factor is me, the person, the human. And so part of the sentiment of like having your face on things, posting your face on Facebook and put like is to like it builds trust. And that was one of like the crazy things in the early days of 670 Homes, was I wasn't having to sell anything. So people were like, I've been following y'all, I've been seeing you. Like they felt like they knew us. So your website should give you authority, put it on everything. It should be a trap that ultimately like send people back to. It should create some FOMO. And it's a way to also like go deeper. So if you do have someone, you have two different types of people. You have some people that like look at it for 3 seconds, scroll and look at pictures. Then you also have like the researcher, like the researcher person. My time is you're probably more of like a researcher person. You have those like engineers or the pilots. I think I've worked with a pilot as like a customer and they want to read everything, or lawyers. You have people that are going to go deep. They're going to read every single line on your page. And so it's helpful to have kind of both. Here's the simple, and here's also if they want to go deeper and learn a little bit more about who you are and personal stuff, like putting personal stuff. If you go back to the about page, so you have a little bio on here. You could also eventually add, like a questionnaire. One of the things, I don't know if we still have it on our website, but we used to have things like, what's your favorite drink? What's your favorite restaurant? What's your Enneagram? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite plate? Like, I was always like shocked because we used to have a lot of that stuff on the site. It might still be on the website.
It's on the main website.
But people think that stuff is cool. Like, I'll meet people and like, oh yeah, I don't know, I take them home, but like, I put like, I like alligators or something. Anyways, so I had clients like they would bring me alligator stuff, and so it wouldn't hurt to add some of those things on. It's just a way to go deeper and to humanize you and who you are. The other thing I wanted to make sure you have. Can you you're casting and presenting Brian. Do you have access to Squarespace? Can you log into Squarespace?
On my side, I can.
Yeah, can you do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull one up.
Let me stop sharing that.
I want to make sure. So a couple things like, so we have this. You can just let it chill, put it on your business cards. You know, on social media, you should be sending people back here. We'll talk about that in a second. But some other things. What else can I do? Can I do with this? I wanted to show you a few things. The first is, so click on that where it says website.
Right here.
Yeah, the top left.
Okay.
And then click on that about page gear icon. It's a little gear icon to the right. Click that little dude. And click the SEO button. Okay, so this is probably not done on your site, so you generally have to like go back and do it. So this is what Google will pull from. And Squarespace is cool because it makes it really simple to just add some stuff in without having to add it. So literally on this, so scroll down just a little bit, Brian, on this thing. So here you can add a description up to 400 words. So this is your about page. So
Okay.
you can literally say, Brian St. Clair is a real estate agent in Fort Worth, Texas, who helps people buy and sell. And you know, you can add a couple cities in there.
Okay.
So just like, what are some key SEO words to add? You could also add, I'm a musician, you know, you can add a couple things. It's just, scroll down a little bit more.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay, and this also says about 6th Avenue Homes, because I think they copied this template from the Homes website. Probably change it to about Brian St. Clair.
Okay.
Because the whole goal of this is I want people to Google your name and this pops up. And so anyways, so once you do that, hit save, hit the save button. Actually, do one more time. Click on the dot page, go back to it.
So that means anything that you put in there, if they Google that word,
It helps it. It takes a little bit for it to like kick in.
And nobody sees that description besides.
It shows up on Google. So,
Okay.
so if you go to Google right now, and I typed in Jamey Ice 6th Avenue. So like right here, so Jamey is this little like meta smaller description. It will either scrub that from your site or it'll like pull it from the description. It just helps with like what Google is scrubbing. And if you also notice if you like post your link in Facebook, and Facebook like auto populates a description, and so I think it affects that as well. And then click on this like social image. What did that say?
Let me save this. I started typing.
He's like, oh, I'm getting it on here.
Hey, I'm here. You know what?
Click on social image there. Okay, so scroll down. So you can add, so right now if you posted this page, brianstclair.com/about, whatever it is, this is what's going to pop up. And so we can swap out the photo and put a picture of you.
Okay. So add an image.
Yeah, and then scroll down.
Let me get that in there real quick.
Okay.
And then
So-
I'll scroll down and do your thing.
So you can do this on every page. You should go through every page and make sure this is optimized. And your site's not live.
Mine is live.
It is.
Mhm.
Why does it have this thing? This HT Crane Alpha HT.
That's where it's being edited.
Oh, the temporary site.
Well, no, that's actually the real site. I just have a URL that points to that site.
Oh. We need to get that to where it's actually updated.
Okay. How do you do that?
I need to look at
Yeah, they did it for theirs,
Okay.
not for mine.
Yeah, we can do it for yours because I don't like that.
Okay.
That's like,
She like merged the domains.
yeah, if you buy the domain on Squarespace, it's easier, but you need to like, right now your domain is pointing to this, and we not need your domain to be like tied.
On the
Type
back
this.
end.
The advanced thing is like, don't worry about that.
Okay.
It's like,
Where's two from here?
so I wanted to show you the social image thing, and I also wanted to show you the social image thing. I'll show you the SEO. So one, optimize your pages for SEO. And then the other thing that you could do that's cool and pretty easy to do is, do you have Instagram? You have Instagram.
I do. I don't use it much, but yes, I have.
Is you can connect your Instagram feed to your homepage or to your about page. So it like updates automatically. Again, it doesn't add a lot, but it just gives it a little, here's what's going on.
Is it clickable to where it can take you to Instagram, or is it just the feed?
Yeah, it's clickable.
Nice.
So
So like my Instagram is there.
it's linked there.
Yes.
So one of the things you could do,
Yeah. Well, it's all, yes, turn it around.
this here. So let's say I won't make any permanent changes.
You can do whatever you need to, but I don't care.
Although, okay, so if I'm on your home page and I click this edit button,
Everybody kind of pay attention to what he's doing here. So he went into the edit on the page itself.
so let's see, I'm just going down here to the bottom. So I could do this little thing right here where I add a section and images, portfolio, product, services. No, that's not what I want to do. Let's go here. Plus. Integrations. Okay. So here's how it works. So let's say I want to add a social media thing to down here. I push that plus button and then I scroll down and I click this Instagram button and then connect account, add an account. In the pop-up window, authorize Squarespace. Okay. So you have to log in.
Somebody tell me what my login is for Instagram, please.
So we didn't know how to do it, but anyways, it's a pretty easy thing to do. And we don't have to do it. You don't have to go through it right now.
Okay, it connected automatically. Okay,
Did it?
cool.
It's
Yeah,
logged in?
it's called, it did.
Oh, right on. There's no valid account connected yet. Let's see.
That's my account.
Let's see, say what happens. Yeah, look at that. So now Brian's.
That's cool.
My Instagram's there.
So
And then when you click on that, it should take you to it.
I see. And that just updates automatically.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a cool.
Kristen, that's right up your alley.
Yeah, you're like the Instagram queen.
That makes me feel good.
Go ahead, do what you need to do. Let me move out of the way so you can sit here.
No, you're good. So I'm just exited out of that. I didn't save it. So I didn't save yours. So you can go back and add on. So SEO was one thing I wanted to make sure I do. You can add your Instagram page is another thing that you could do. If you have time and you're in.
It saved it.
Oh, it did save it. Oh, cool.
Nice.
And then you can also change like how much it shows, on there. You can make it smaller or less or scroll through or whatever. If you are ambitious and you're like, I'm assuming you would be up for this.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Now I really want to switch to Squarespace now.
The other thing that would be cool to do is you could add a blog to your website. So the way you would do that is let's see.
I wouldn't doubt if there's a plug for HubSpot. Is there?
I don't know what's that. Probably.
Oh,
I'm sure there probably is. And a HubSpot probably has this.
This is just so much more user friendly, to be completely honest with you. Like it's.
You could add a, and again, you can go on YouTube and like Google the like Squarespace tours. But if this was my site, I would probably add, maybe a buy page and then maybe a sell page if you wanted to. So add stuff. But I would do a blog, and on the blog I would do every closing I have, and just like pictures of the house and maybe pictures of the family if the family's like down with that. Sometimes you have families that are like,
Oh, yeah.
which is cool. But like you have the story of Jacob and his wife on there. But if it was me and I more content and more, because the more content you have, the more on SEO it's going to show up. But I would do a blog and I would put every closing I ever have. I'd be like 4308 Timberland Drive, the Johnson family, and just write a little story, kind of like you did. In March, I got to help the Johnsons buy the dream home. This house is located in Tanglewood of Fort Worth, and here's some cool things. Anyway, it's just like, even if no one reads that, it's now on Google, and it's now like, and it also gives you
I'm like, you're giving me so many ideas.
it gives you so also if someone, and again, you can hit the SEO button and type in the SEO descriptions and tags on it. And also on a blog has a thing where there's a tag section. You can type in Aaron Johnson, Kirkland Drive, Tanglewood Real Estate. It just puts more hooks in the water. So if someone Googles Aaron Johnson, guess what? Aaron Johnson, if he's like, CPA or a lawyer, he probably doesn't have much stuff online. Like, guess what? If you type in his name now, your website's probably going to come up and his stuff is online. So like, part of one of the reasons I do the podcast Stories with Soul is because if you type in Fritz Rahr, or you type in Lou Lambert, or you type in Tim Love, or you type in, guess what's going to come up is my blog and my website. I'm like capturing their SEO name. So that's another thing you can do. If you're like, I think you could add a couple pages, a buy page or a sell page. No one really cares about those, just adding some more information. You can either link them on the top, although I kind of like how simple y'all's tops are. You can also put it in the footer. I call the footer the junk drawer.
Yeah.
It's like just, but you can add pages, but I think a really cool thing would be if you put every single closing you have and you threw some photos and a little micro story on there. And it also gives you a thing to post about. So if you're like, on Facebook, just close the Johnsons, check out their story on the blog. And it's like, so, do people care about that? I don't know. But it gives you a authority of like, I'm sending people back to my website. It's just an excuse to send them back to your website. And it's, just helps your SEO. And so SEO, like the more SEO, just like the more hooks I have in the water, the better. So that was an idea. You could also add a blog about neighborhoods. You want to talk about Tanglewood. You could talk about your, restaurants, and it's just another. If you create a piece of content, you want to put that content in as many places as possible. It's just hooks in the water, and so I'm spending the time and energy to do this reel or something, put on Instagram. That's where more people are going to see it. If you throw it on your blog, it just, maybe when you type, what's the one you just put on that? Monticello or the Tavern.
Oh, Tavern. Yeah.
So it's like, I guarantee you, if you put that on your blog, on your website, and then did a little like Tavern, so great. It's located in guess what's going to come up in Google? Maybe 10 or 15 down.
Yeah.
But your website is they're stealing their search, if that makes sense. So those are just a couple of ideas of like, what do I do with this? And you don't have to do anything. You can just let it. Like the biggest point of it is for it to be on your business card, your email signature, your sign, send people back there. Also, the other thing I would make sure you're adding to this is if you ever get any of those like 360 West or Forward Magazine type of awards, make sure to link those in your about page. You can have a little section that says like press or awards, and just like having hyperlinks really helps with SEO, and so it just adds some authority there. So I don't know if y'all ever had those like top realtor things.
I don't even know how that, I think
See
sold, like,
videos?
Yes.
how do you?
No, you don't pay for it, but you gotta like
Some of them.
Yeah.
something you do, but you gotta like nominate yourself. You gotta like
Oh.
nominate yourself or ask
Tag yourself.
your
And then
clients.
you ask people,
Ask your clients to do it.
nominate or vote for me for my.
Mhm.
I haven't even ever seen them pop up anywhere, like to where. Like I actually read it.
Yeah, well, if you get the magazine, like if you subscribe, which you probably should subscribe to Forward Magazine 360 West, just to like.
Did you see the cover of the Texas Realtor one this month?
Oh, yes.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Yeah. Like, no.
So much stress and stuff, and I was like, no, I'm not. It was just so bad. So I got it in the mail. And I was like,
Mhm.
so it's good that like is that now everyone's all the realtors talking about it, so they did a good job.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
Something
yeah,
catchy.
it's been hard. It's hard for everybody. I saw a lot of kind of digressing. I saw a bunch of like Williams True agents at last night at that new hotel.
Jamie Rover.
Bowie.
Yes.
Have you been to that?
Seen it. It's beautiful.
The sick.
Rad. You did real there. It's, I mean, it's like one of the coolest things in Fort Worth. Anyways, I was there for an event last night, and there was like, I guess, Williams True binge people were having happy hour. I knew some of them.
They were drinking a little bit more.
And I was like, how are these going? And they were like, it's been so long.
And it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I forgot what we were talking about. I don't remember. We went into that. So any other questions about just the website or what you could do or thoughts with the site?
I wasn't there for because the website setup or whatever, but with this one, when you're all these call to actions, what does it link to? Is it like how is it connected with the communications if they request it from here?
They go straight to your email.
That's your email. And you can put your phone number too. You can also like put your phone number if you want people to call you. I would probably have both. Give me a call, phone number. But all you don't I don't like learn more or read more. I want you to schedule a meeting. Is the biggest sentiment I want to have happen. I have a handful. I have like a little like deck of just some like storytelling type of like tips and things. I could go through some of that if that might be helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
To get it to you, should I email it to you?
You should share it. It's in the drive.
See if I can email this to you so you can cast it up there. Because if I cast it, I guess I could join the Google Meet. I can do the Google.
And then you can present it.
Yeah, how do I do that? Am I on this invite?
I don't know, but I'll send. Do you want me to email you a link?
Yeah, text me or slide me the link.
Where's that? It's under the calendar. Today, Mastermind. Text it to you or email it.
Slack, email it.
Slack.
Email or Slack.
Okay, I'll Slack it.
Brian, this is being recorded, right?
This is being recorded. Yes.
Okay.
I had several agents ask for that today because they had prior commitments. A couple of people joined us late, so while he's getting this set up and getting ready to present. Oh, there he goes. Jamey's on. Can you present from there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just so you guys, if you didn't get to see it at the beginning of the meeting, we got our new signs in yesterday, or this morning actually. So I wanted y'all to see these.
Yeah, I like that. I like that better.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't it cool?
I love that. Can I?
Huh?
Can I take one?
If the price is right.
How much are they?
For the whole thing, would sit about.
Oh, that's not bad.
I need one for my land. I need to take something today. So,
I don't want them for like $500 or something crazy.
Those white ones.
The outside ones that we aren't using anymore.
There we go. All right. Can y'all see that? I'll just go through some of this. Can y'all hear me still? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. This is just some high level. I meet with like entrepreneurs all day, every day. This is just some high level stuff I go over. Some of this they'll probably talk about all the time in here anyways. Some of this might be like helpful or a fun refresher. With the sentiment of like the point of all this, the point of all social media and doing the content, doing all those things is to send people back to your website. Like that's ultimately what you want. So you can so here's some high level stuff that I should work. Why are you not working? So I'm failing at this.
oh, this one got voided. Where was this?
On the desk back there. Wait, it's from what?
That one got voided because no one could find it.
That check? Oh,
Well, first thing is like I get people all the time that they will come like entrepreneurs that come to me all the time and like I have this product or I have this service or I'm a lawyer or I'm a doctor I'm really good, I went to school for this, I'm like great at what I do. But I always say like just because you're good at what you do doesn't mean people will come. If you build it doesn't mean they never come. You have to do things to bring them into your world. And so my whole philosophy is based on this idea that people don't buy the best products and services. They buy the brands that tell the best story, that communicate the loudest and the most effective. And so the example I always, and some of this, like I've heard some of this, but one story I always use is like who here has iPhone? You all have iPhones? You don't have an iPhone.
I'm Android.
Yeah, so Ryan is smarter than all of us because the Android is cheaper and faster and has a better camera on it, and you can do way more with it than the iPhone does.
Yes.
But
That's a story that you're telling.
but I have buy iPhone because I have bought into the Apple story. It speaks to me. But literally, like the cameras on the Androids are like better cameras. They have more megapixels. They have more storage. They have all. You can do more with it.
It's not as proprietary as the iPhone is. The iPhone is very locked down to what you can install and change on the phone. And the Android, I have a lot more control over what I
Yeah,
do.
you haven't bought into their story. But 6 of us in this room have bought into the Apple story. So I'm a big believer, like the brands that are most successful tell the best story. Also, like one of like the fundamental, and again, you guys know all this. One of the fundamental like principles is the difference between stories and ads. And one of the early days of 670 Homes, I felt like most businesses treat their social media, treat their content like advertising. Meaning they say, come buy this thing, hire me as your agent. Let's do it. Like as soon as someone like tells me to come do something, we tend to tune out. If I hear it on my radio, if I hear it on, if I see it on my Instagram feed, if I see an ad pop up, like we tend to just tune out when someone says, come buy this thing, come try this, come in. Restaurants are like, come in. And so, one of our, like very early on when I opened a brewery, I was like, we're never going to say, come buy this cup of coffee. Instead, what we did, we would say, here's where your coffee came from. Here's John the barista. Here's Joe, our regular. Here's how the coffee makes you feel. Here's what we're working on. And so when you're telling a story, you still have to do some ads. So I don't know if you've ever had boosted post or if you've paid for Google Ads. I wouldn't be paying for Google Ads with where you're all at. You still need to do some ads like to get things out, but there's just a sentiment of a story saying, here's what I'm doing. And an ad says, come buy these things. And there's 2 stories, like when we talk about storytelling, that's a very like fluffy idea. But there's 2 particular stories that we tell. The first is your customer story. Here's who you are. Here's what you want. Here's your problems. Here's how to make your life better. And here's your story. I'm Andrew. Here's, my picture of me. Here's my backstory. Like when you hear someone's story, you feel connected to them. On the flip side, your customer ultimately is like thinking about them. And so your customer story should be you-oriented. It's that you-oriented language. I'm sure you've all gone over this. On the websites we built, a lot of it is like, here's what you want, here's what you need. So it's that language. So I'm a fan of like on your websites, on your brochures, on your marketing materials, leading with customer language that says you want this, you need this, here's how to make your life better. But I'm also a fan of on your social media and on your website having your story. So I think it's more, if you get too you salesy language on your social, people start to tune out a little bit. I'm a fan of like your website having customer-centric language. You want this, here's how to make your life better. And then on your about page having your story, but then on social, like telling your story. And I also don't think you can tell your story enough. I think you could say that you could tell sort of your origin story or your backstory once a month. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Here's why I got in. And there's different ways to say that, but like here's your origin story. What I mean by that is like, here's why I got into real estate. Here's why I do what I do. Here's how I got here. Here's my experience. Here's my authority. Like telling that story is like, you may be like, I did that 6 months ago, but there's different ways you can nuance it. And it doesn't hurt to be like, I got into real estate because of this. Because this problem happened, or I was curious about this, or I lost my job, or I really want to do something else, or real estate changed my life. So those are the 2 stories we tell. 2 different types, having language around both of them. The other thing I will say, just like philosophically, consistency is your hammer. One of the examples that I love to use. If y'all ever listen to the podcast Armchair Expert, Dak Shepard.
I heard you talk about it though.
Yeah, you were on the so
Yeah, me too.
so yes, I went over a bunch of this stuff.
Oh.
So Dak Shepard, his podcast is married to Kristen Bell. They're both like actors. They interview celebrities. I love it. I think he's really funny. If I saw him on the street, I'd like give him a big hug because I feel like I know him. I don't really know him. But I didn't discover his podcast until probably episode 300. Meaning he had been like making it and producing it and releasing content into the universe for like 3 years before I stumbled on it. Same with Game of Thrones. I love dragons and nerdy stuff like that. I love Game of Thrones, but I didn't start watching it until season 5. And so it had been out for like 5 years before I retroactively went and binged it. And so my point with all of that is it just takes time. It's more about just kind of showing up consistently. And again, like social media is not like the silver bullet that, that's why we do 100 Days Great. There's all sorts of things you should be doing, but with all those things, it's about consistency over like perfection. It's about showing up. Like with the band, when we play music, I used to talk about like, our goal was to take first time in a city, maybe 5 people would show up. Our goal was to take 5 people and turn them into 10 people, and then take 10 people and turn them into 20 people, and then take 20 people and turn them into 40 people, 40 to 80. Once you start going 100 to 200, but still that took a long time. And so, my encouragement is like, it's about showing up. It's about hooks in the water. It's about, if you have, I guarantee you, like your social presence or not your Google presence, if you had 100 blogs on your page 2 years from now, 100 blogs on your website, you're gonna show up way more. Like, it just takes time. It's about consistency. So I would say, like, don't get discouraged. Just doing it once. It's sort of more a volume game. The other, when you think about your customers as well, like your customer story, and as you're even as like I'm sitting down in a meetup with a client, I like to think when I'm thinking about their story and what do they want. I use it. This is one of my favorite analogies, but like it's the 1/4-inch drill bit, and it's the. If I heard this, you heard this because you were on my thing the other
That's
day.
fine. We'll hear you again.
Everyone probably owns a 1/4-inch drill bit, which means at some point you went to the store and you went to a hardware store and you bought a drill bit, or someone gave you, or you went on Amazon. But no one wants a 1/4-inch drill bit. No one woke up and was like, I really want a drill bit. The reason you want a drill bit is so you can make a 1/4-inch hole. But no one really wants a 1/4-inch hole. I really want a 1/4-inch hole. What you really want is a 1/4-inch hole so you can hang your bookshelf on the. But even the bookshelf is probably not the thing you want. The reason you want the bookshelf is so you have a place to put your books, your trophies, your things, so you can feel organized and get them off of the floor. That's the thing that you're selling. And it's the same with like real estate agents. No one wakes up and is like, I really want a real estate agent. No one wakes up and is like, I really want a marketing company. What they want is to grow their business. What they want is like a home. What I want is like a place for my family. What I want, is to be able to have friends over and like love the place that I call home. And so I think as I'm communicating customer story, I'm sitting down with a client. I've got the meeting. I'm in here. I'm sitting like, how do I win them over? I start trying to talk about the thing behind the thing that they really want, and like getting that versus jumping into here's who I am, here's how many years I've been in business, and like one of the first things I do with like any lead, whether it's a real estate lead or whether it's a marketing lead or something, I just start asking them questions. I get them to talk about themselves. It's like I want dopamine to go off in their brain, and that generally happens when I start talking. I don't tell them anything about me until I've made them talk about themselves for a while and figure out what's the thing behind the thing that they really want. So sentiment of that is like on your content, think about that. What is it that you're selling? What are you it's not a real estate agent. It's home or whatever. And then even when I'm meeting with someone, what do they really, really want? And can I get to that? And then can I start speaking that language and figure that out? So anyways, when I say storytelling, that's a big part of it. That's the story I'm telling. That's the thing that I'm selling. People are also looking for like transformation, like pretty much anything that you're selling is taking people from sad to happy, or hungry to full, or bored to entertained, or poor to rich, quick to unequipped, anxious to calm. You know, that like when you think of like houses, I'm transforming you from probably like sad to happy, or like frustrated to, you know, you want to feel at home. You know, not settled. Like transformation is ultimately that thing that you're selling. I put this in here. I just put a bunch of random slides from like different decks I have. Any questions about any of that stuff so far? I don't know if any of that's helpful or encouraging.
It's really deep, and that's that
So good.
the width that we were talking about. We were going to get from Jamey. So I think that this has been fantastic. We got about 5 minutes left in the hour, but we can go longer if you guys are comfortable doing that.
Yeah, coming up, whatever. I just literally threw a bunch of random stuff in. So, another thing like to think about, and this is like sort of marketing, sort of not marketing, is this idea of like, I call them story-worthy moments. I'm sure y'all talk about these, y'all do these touch points. I think we've called them in the past. But my general philosophy with real estate, one of the things is like, how do I get someone to be like an ambassador on my behalf? Like tell their friends, give me a referral. I'm a big believer of like people remember the highs and they remember the lows. So if you think about your vacation, you're not gonna remember every little detail. You're not gonna remember like the door was this color. You're gonna remember like the high points, but like the really low points. You know, the kids threw up and it was terrible. Or you know, the moment when we, you know, saw
A whale shark.
a whale shark. You remember the highs and lows. And my philosophy with like real estate was like, no one at the end of the day really cares about the $1,000 or the 7 days or this stuff. Like if I could create enough little magic moments, they're gonna remember with those way more. And so I baked in to my process when I was like working with clients. Like I think I had like 7 or 8 magic touch points. Like when we had our first meeting, I would like send them a handwritten letter saying, hey, and doing that letter included like the lotto ticket. I don't know if you'll like, hey, would love to work with you. Just kind of creates a magic moment. When they would say yes, I would send them something. And I had Victoria was helping me a lot. So I like literally had her about this. They went under contract. I'd send them like a milk ice cream gift cards and really under contract, go treat yourself something special. When we go do a tour, I would show up with like cold Topo Chicos at the closing table. You know, you do the whiskey shot after the fact, like 3 weeks after the fact, after I did the closing, I would generally send them something in the mail. Like I was in Tiff Street's cookies, like the first Saturday after we closed. And then I did like the watercolor painting like 3 weeks later. So anyways, I'm sure y'all have talked about this, y'all plans for this, but like my general sentiment was like, can I create magic moments for people? So they will remember those probably more than they remember. And when they think back on that, was it a good experience or a bad experience? You know, they remember the lows. This was frustrating. The closing got pushed back. This tension. I was like, can I create more dopamine hits that go off in their brain that outweigh those type of things? Social media. Let's see. A couple of things with like thinking about social media in regards to your website. Like again, a big part of your social media is to connect with people, but also like to send people to your site eventually. And so I think one of the things social media is good at is like there's like 3 stages to any relationship, like whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, and whether it's a business relationship. There's these 3 stages. The first stage is like I'm interested in someone. Next someone or something. Next stage is like I'm informing myself. I'm like, do I want that? Do I really trust? And then you finally ask for the commitment. And I think one of the things that mistakes businesses make is they ask for that commitment way too soon, without having time to inform. And so I always like say, like if I'm at a bar and I like bump into Ryan, I'm like, you seem really cool. Would you be my friend? That's weird, you know. Or if you like go on a first date and you're like, I like you, would you marry me on the first date? Like that's a weird thing. Although my grandpa did that to my grandma. They got married. Like he proposed on the first date.
Wow.
But generally, like that's a weird thing. It's I think one of the mistakes like that the businesses make. I think one of our aversions to come by this thing, like your screen, is you're not building the relationships. You're not informing. And so one of the things I like about using social media is it allows people like to see who you are and what you're doing, and what you're working on. And so I like it. It helps bridge that gap. Your website does that. Like part of like reason you have the website. And so now someone, you know, they got your business card, and before they're likely to commit, they're gonna go look at your website. And as they read your story, and if your story is personal and you talk about your cat, or, you know, I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, or I like the beach, or I like Joe Teese. I like Joe Teese. Like you're starting to inform them. And so that's part of the reason why a website is important. It's building trust. It's allowing you to inform. And so I think websites are great for that. I think websites and social media get to like pre-frame your offer so that when you do get here in the room, if they've already been to your website and they follow you on social media, you've built some sort of trust, it makes your offer way easier. They already know who you are. They already know what you're doing. I think websites can also really like capture contact information. Like say, hey, I got this new resource. I check out this new blog. I just like send people to your website to get contact information. I also think, like we talked about this earlier, like faces build trust. If I'm like wanting to inform, like that's why I'm like, put yourself in your photos as like faces. People buy from people, and a face with faces, you know, businesses with a face have sold. And so put your face on things. It's not gonna have people. Like you wanna build trust. You wanna create FOMO. Another like couple of important things is this idea of document, don't create. If someone like I get people all the time, like, it just feels it feels overwhelming. It feels, especially for like in terms of like the comic, like the reels, like the stuff that you make. I'm like, that stresses me out. Like to make that type of thing feels overwhelming to me. And like I wish I could do that. That's why I like hire people to do that. You're really like, some people are like naturally good at like making these badass things. But if you're like, you know, social media inept, like me, like my Instagram stories and stuff are kind of like I just can't do that. If you can do that, more power to you, because it's badass and like people love it. Like you're not an agent who've got that stuff. I digress. Anyways, one of the things I always say, like it feels overwhelming. Think of this idea of I'm here to document, not create. So creating is like Game of Thrones. I'm making this world and I'm building dragons and I'm spending all this money on it. And documenting is like keeping up with the Kardashians. Here's what we're doing. We're at a loud restaurant, checking our phones and just watching what they're doing. And so I always say, like, when you're like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to share about, I don't know what to do, like think about, I'm just documenting what's going on. I'm in a meeting today and we're talking about websites. Like here's what or I just met this couple and they're interested in a house in Monticello. Like you're telling us, here's what's going on. Or I just got this new certification, or I'm going to this class, or I just toured this house, check out the island. You know, you're inviting people behind, like you're saying I'm a realtor without saying you're a realtor. If we say like, check out this island that I just saw on an open house today, it's like subtly saying, I do analysis. I'm a real, like, you know, can you say those things without saying those things? And so the simplest way is just document versus create. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm excited about. Here's what I'm learning. Here's what I'm struggling with. Here's what I'm versus, you know, if you do that enough, then you can say, hey, interest rates are low. Go check out my website. You're earning the right to eventually ask for that commitment. I'm also a fan of like just a 360-degree view of your brand. You know, if I'll always say, like, if you just post about real estate, I think like that gets boring. That gets kind of annoying. So like post about your kids, post about your dogs, post about the concerts you're going to, post about like keep some variety to it so it feels human. You know, so it's like you want to leave with like, here's some good content, but also like here's, you know, even on your website, doesn't matter. Make it feel human. Put some like personal things in there because it helps bridge the gap of stages of a relationship. What else is on here? Might be on. Yeah, other than like specifically, how many of y'all have like Facebook business pages? Y'all have. I think you have to have those. It's good for SEO, you know. But I would do way more on my personal page. It just works. Like your business page, like Facebook is like, no one's gonna see it unless you pay for it. And so I would encourage you like do it on your personal channels and make it feel human. So this balance of real estate / family / music / all these things. I would like update your business page maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. I would spend way less time and energy on that.
I share, like my business page will pop up on my page and then I'll share it again on my page.
Mhm.
And I find that a lot of people will go back and look at it. And then I find that more people are liking my business page.
Yeah.
again.
They will, but I
But it's
still wouldn't
not
do it
as
too
much.
much.
Yeah, I do it about once a week.
I just use Meta when I do Meta. So anything I post on my Instagram automatically posts on my business, and I schedule all my posts. So I don't have to think about it.
I think there's anything else I want to go over here. I think that's good for now. Anyways, I don't know if that's helpful. There's some practical things for the website, or the thing about your website, some little content.
That's awesome.
I think that that's the most in-depth SEO and website thought process that I've ever been through as a realtor. I think that that was more informative to me than anything that I've taken in the past that deals with this type of stuff. Seriously. And I've been through a bunch of them, but that was so informative. Thank you, Jamie.
Anybody have any questions about websites?
So dumb question, how do you see who is looking at your website?
I'll show you.
Like analytics.
Yeah, Squarespace has pretty cool analytics. So if I log in, am I still casting?
No, you're casting that tab.
Let's go to 670 homes. So here's your back end on the site. You click on the analytics button. It has some like pretty cool metrics and stuff in there. So like November 18th, 149 people went to our website. 130 people went to our website. Today, 25. Say like a lot of people. And then it'll show you like where it comes from, like direct, which means people like typed in the website from Google, from whatever this website is. I don't know what it is. Chrome. It has some cool stuff in here. And you can see like traffic sources, keywords. So this is like people typing in 670 homes, spelling it that way. Oh look, Ryan, you're a popular search.
What is it?
Yeah. It just shows like
People trying to sell me something.
people try to search you something. 38 people have that in. Putting in money. Ashley. So that's kind of cool. You can see where people are from. You can see
I think that was that lady with the health insurance.
yeah.
Oh god.
So
Lady.
anyway, so
All of
the
them.
website has all this stuff.
You can't see the specific people that are typing.
Now you can never see someone's like, I can never see
Your IP
Joanna's on that website right now.
Right, which is good.
I wish you could. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So why don't we have Burns Pool and Pergola? We have a page called Burns Pool and Pergola in our website.
Maybe.
Is that
Somebody
maybe a
must have
vendor?
looked that up, maybe.
Maybe a vendor that we have in our website that we probably need to get rid of
I have no idea.
because we have pulling outdoor. We probably shouldn't.
I don't know. Doesn't exist. That's odd.
It's / Burns Pool.
Weird.
I don't know what that is. This is what it looks like.
Huh.
It's like an error page.
Interesting.
Anybody else have any other questions? Thoughts? Things you're struggling with?
I think you've given us a lot of
I like
homework.
plan, like, having a plan.
Like every Tuesday. I-
Yes, that's what I struggle with.
Plan for,
Like you have, like all these ideas are great, like writing a blog. But then I'm like, oh, I only did it once 6 months ago. Like the consistency of having the plan. Every Monday I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Every
That's what
Tuesday.
I.
That's what I struggle
They
with.
put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of having a calendar,
Mhm.
like having a lot of things on my calendar versus having a to-do list.
Yeah.
Because when you have a checklist, when you have a to-do list, you tend to default to what is easiest and what is most urgent. We always in the mercy, like what's the urgent thing versus what's the important thing. And so I'm a big fan of like put it on your calendar.
Okay. I like that.
That could be, I'm putting dedicating an hour once a month to a blog. Or
Mhm.
I'm committed to Monday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm going to build out 3 social posts because like the cool thing about really being a real estate agent is you're like, I got all this time, I can do whatever I want. The terrible thing about being a real estate agent is like, I got all this time, I can do whatever I want.
Literally.
Like, it's
Right.
the best and it's the worst.
Mhm.
And so it's like you have to like take ownership of that.
Mhm.
And the easiest way in my mind to do it is like
Calendar.
put things on, make a to-do list, figure out what I'm gonna do, and how long does that take? I'm literally gonna put those on the calendar. And I'm gonna prioritize what's important over what's urgent.
Mhm.
Because some of those things like making 3 posts, doing it like it's gonna pay off. You're gonna have it's a bigger domino that's gonna knock down more dominoes in the long run.
Right.
So
Encourage you to go back to the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, and watch the time blocking day in the
Okay.
life of the realtor video that we did in November.
Okay. I've heard it 100 times, but it's actually doing it. It's
Mhm.
a whole other.
I understand that.
So, but yeah,
Well-
I'll watch it for sure.
Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for joining us virtually today. Thank you, Jamey, for such great information. I'll put this up on the YouTube channel so we can all go back and reflect on it and maybe stop it and look at what Jamey's presenting during those that stuff he had in there. And just do thanks. That was awesome.
if you ever have questions or thoughts, if you're like, can you look at this, tell me this is good or bad? Happy to do that.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so realistically, the sign situation, how does that work?
Okay, so you can borrow one of the signs or you can buy your own. They're about $150 for the whole
That's
package.
not, the writer is the same
You
size
can-
as the other, right?
It is exactly the same size as the white signs. They're 2 foot wide. All of our signs are now 30 inches tall by 24 wide, and the riders are 6 inches by 24 wide. Signs by Tomorrow is hopefully creating a portal in their website just for 6th Ave, where I or you will be able to go on. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but you'll be able to go on and order a rider, order a sign, and they're in Lake Worth on 820 at Hazel Boulevard. They're right there on that corner. But I can do that for you now. If you want a sign, I just need to know.
Okay, I need.
Do you want to buy one of these and order a rider, or I just stuck my hand in the dirt? It's like you're in the cactus. Yeah, a little bit. Help me. But we can talk about this. We ordered these Friday, and today's Wednesday.
Okay. That's pretty quick.
And if they're actually cheaper than build a sign, even on their special. We were still $10 cheaper picking them up in Lake Worth than ordering through a company in Austin. If you're doing in bulk and you got the frames, it's cheap. It might be cheaper to go through Build a Sign in Austin or Oakley Sign or whatever. You can order that panel. We have these available. We're going to be putting these up on the backside so you'll have access to them, where you can get this exact panel and then you put your rider on the bottom.
I'll probably just buy it low key. It would just be easier.
Tell me when, and what it's going to do. You want to take one right now?
Kind of.
Okay, I've got one that I can show you right now.
Okay.
And then you'll just be billed from the office.
Okay.
Will bill you for the sign.
Cool. Beautiful. And that one, that the writer I have will fit in there? Why do I feel like it's bigger than this?
What rider do you have?
Whichever one was, I don't know, whichever one was given when I first started. I don't know.
Was it one that had a magnet
No,
for the old signs?
I don't think they have it's just like a, I'll do it. It's in my car.
Okay, wait, your car here?
Yeah, but I have a final walkthrough that need to be in Argyle in like 45 minutes.
Okay. Well, just if you want to measure it, by the way, we're signing off, guys. Let me go ahead and stop the recording now.
Yeah.
I feel like the one I have is kind of long.
It might be for the old.